Hello everyone, this is your English ma'am speaking. It's such a joy to come up with another brand new session today. Shall we all back to the class today, my dear children? It's time for reading. My dear children, we have lot of benefits of reading, but here we are going to focus only on two. Reading strengthens the brain and builds our vocabulary skill. Here are some tips for an effective reading. My dear children, if you want to make your reading is an effective one, you have to follow these steps. Shall we look on what are all the steps we have to make our reading is an effective one? Pronunciation, intonation, punctuation, expression. What is pronunciation? How to pronounce a word. When I read, you have to listen me how I am pronouncing each and every word. What is intonation? Falling and raising tone. When we follow the same tone of all the sentences, that will be boring. So we have to raise our tone somewhere else and we have to fall our tone somewhere else. That will be make our reading is an effective one. The next tip is punctuation. When you find punctuation mark in the passages, you have to listen according to them. Act according to the comma and also full stop and some other punctuation mark. When you find a quoted sentence, direct speech sentence, read as it is. That I will be explaining in this session. And expression. When you read a sentence, give your expression according to the sentence. That will be very beautiful and make others to listen or reading. So, these are the beginning steps to make our reading is an effective one. Do we have any other steps to follow? Yes, my dear children. Come on, let's see what are all the next. When I read, what do you have to do? As soon as you look on those steps, what we saw just before, you have to reread. When I read, you have to reread. And then you have to read out aloud. And look up a word you don't know. While reading, look up a word you don't know. And think about what you have already read. And then make connections. While reading, you have to look up a word, what are all the words you don't know. And the same time, what are all the words you have already read. And then make connections. This will be very good for others to listen and make ourselves to be happy. Shall we all read this lesson? The Little Musician. Come on, my dear children, let us read the story of a grasshopper who is also a musician. Shall I read? Are you all ready to follow me? I hope you are all going to follow those steps. What are the steps I gave you to make your reading is an effective one? I am a small insect, green in color. I live on the edge of a big garden. I have made a little home for myself in a hole in the ground. In the morning, when the sun is bright and warm, I flit about in the grassy meadows, playing away. At midday, I sit at my front door, warming myself. I love spring and summer. Can you guess who I am? I am a grasshopper. They say I have quite a large head on a fairly long body. I have two antennae or feelers on top of my head and two huge eyes. Can you guess where my ears are? My ears are on the sides of my body. I use my forelegs for walking about. I use my forelegs for walking about and for leaping. I use my strong hind legs. I am a herbivore. That is, I eat only plants. I live alone most of the time, but sometimes after it rains, I like to go out and play in the sunshine with my grasshopper friends. Some of us like to move from place to place, but have even dared to go and live in the mountains. But I do not wish to migrate. The other day, I came out of my home and found that the sun was shining and the day was nice and warm. I looked around to see if all was safe and then I stepped out. I began to trip and sing because I was feeling very happy. I know I can sing quite loudly and my song echoes across the fields. Who do you think heard my song? Some children heard it. They had come out to pick flowers. When they heard me, they stopped, wondering where the music came from. But they could not see me as I was hiding in the midst of all tall grass, which was also green. I stopped singing. I was afraid of them. I quietly slipped back into my little hole until I thought it was safe for me to come out again. I sometimes feel sad to think that we grasshoppers are so small and we always have to be on the lookout for birds or small animals. They are a danger to us. You may have heard the song of a grasshopper. Do you know how grasshoppers sing? We do not sing with our throats as singing birds do. We use our wings to stroke the edges of our legs just as a musician plays on the strings of his musical instrument with his bow. So, we are, in our own way, little musicians. Yes, my dear children, I hope you all have thorough and go through the tips to make your reading is an effective reading. Will you follow me while I am reading? You will also read with the tips what I gave. Yes, my dear children, I hope you enjoyed that reading session. Now we have to go for sight words. Before that, we read some passages in the lesson. But now we are going to focus on words alone one by one. Shall we all go back? Grasshopper. Will you repeat along with me? Grasshopper. What is the spelling of grasshopper? Grasshopper. Grasshopper. Musician. Will you repeat along with me, my dear children? Musician. 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 When I read a word, you have to reread and then read aloud. When I spell the word, you have to spell it and then spell it aloud. Grassy. 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 Meadow. Meadow. D-O-W, meadow. Antony, antony. A-N-T-E-N-N-A-E, antony. Four legs, four legs. F-O-R-E-L-E-G-S, four legs, four legs. I hope you will also read along with me and you will also spell the word along with me. Are you all doing, my dear children? Yes. Hind legs, hind legs. H-I-N-D-L-E-G-S, hind legs. Herbivore, herbivore. H-E-R-B-I-V-O-R-E, herbivore, herbivore. Chirp, chirp. C-H-I-R-P, chirp. Echoes, echoes. E-C-H-O-E-S, echoes. Herd, herd. H-E-A-R-D, herd. Wandering, wandering. W-O-N-D-E-R-I-N-G, wandering. Are you all repeating along with me? Are you all spelling the words along with me? Midst, midst. M-I-D-S-T, midst. Throat, throat. T-H-R-O-A-T, throat. Stroke, stroke. S-T-R-O-K-E, stroke. Strings, strings. S-T-R-I-N-G-S, strings. Musical instrument, musical instrument. M-U-S-I-C-A-L, musical. Instrument, I-N-S-T-R-U-M-E-N-T, musical instrument. Bow, bow. B-O-W, bow. My dear children, I hope you are all repeating along with me and also you are all spelling along with me. Flit, flit. F-L-I-T, flit. Midday, midday. M-I-D-D-A-Y, midday. Guess, guess. G-U-E-S-S, guess. Fairly, fairly. F-A-I-R-L-Y, fairly. Leaping, leaping. L-E-A-P-I-N-G, leaping. Migrate, migrate. M-I-G-R-A-T-E, migrate. Are you all following along with me and also spelling the words? Yes, I hope you all, my dear children, you will do. shining, shining. shining, shining. Stepped out, stepped out. stepped, stepped out, out, out. Began, 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 began. Trip, trip, chirp, trip. Loudly, 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 loudly. Flowers, 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 flowers. Yes, my dear children, I hope you all have enjoyed this session. You are always welcome to clarify your doubts in the comment box. Thank you, my dear children. Thank you so much once again. Have a great day ahead.